Coming to you from Annapolis, Maryland, home of the U.S. Naval Academy, the sailing capital of the world, home of the world's largest crab feast, and 4 signers of the Declaration of Independence. This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, a daily roundup of local news that you can use, including local sports, local events, local opinion, and local weather from DMV Weather. Now here's your host, publisher of Eye on Annapolis, John Frenaye.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve. It is Wednesday, November 22nd. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. A candlelight vigil was held last night to remember Terry Bosley, the 17-year-old who was shot to death last Saturday along President Street in the Eastport section of Annapolis. About 200 friends and community members turned up, including Ward 6 Alderwoman-elect Shanika Henson, Annapolis Mayor-elect Gavin Buckley, and Alderman Ross Arnett, whose ward this shooting actually did occur within. Several area pastors spoke about the tragedy and once again called for change. The Housing Authority for the City of Annapolis, or HACA, announced that its CEO will extend her contract for another year. Now, Beverly Wilborn was hired specifically to turn around the organization for a 6-month contract. At the end of that contract, she said she had no interest in staying, much to the dismay of residents, the Board of Commissioners, and the city as well. Wilborn said that she'd heard the outcry from residents and Housing Authority staff and couldn't ignore it and agreed to extend the stay. Hopefully, she can get the organization back on the right track. Michelle Lee Brookman, 44, was sentenced to 3.5 years in prison after pleading guilty to being drunk during a Davidsonville accident that left one man dead last summer. Brookman was driving a Ford Mustang when she failed to negotiate a turn on Beards Point Road in Davidsonville, sending the car into the tree. John David Fisher, 44, of Edgewater, was declared dead at the scene. He was a passenger in her car, and 2 others were critically injured as well, but survived. Police did say that she was traveling at a high rate of speed, and Brookman also has a history of driving while impaired by alcohol or drugs. After her prison sentence, she will serve a 5-year supervised probationary sentence, as well as 40 hours of community service. That should be a lesson to everybody. David Cassidy, the 70s teen idol who battled substance abuse as he struggled to regain his stardom as an adult, died Tuesday in a Florida hospital. He was 67. Cassidy's death was confirmed in a statement from its family, and it said, "On behalf of the entire Cassidy family, it is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our father, our uncle, and our dear brother, David Cassidy." David died surrounded by those he loved, with joy in his heart and free from the pain that had gripped him for so long. Thank you for the abundance and support you have shown him these many years. His death comes after he was hospitalized several days ago for organ failure and less than a year after he announced he was suffering from dementia after a disastrous live performance at B.B. King's in New York. Former Baltimore Raven linebacker Ray Lewis is one of 27 players who are finalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The list will be dwindled down to 15 in January, and then a final vote will take place right before the Super Bowl. Usually between 4 and 8 players eventually make it into the Hall, so good luck to Ray Lewis on that. There may not be a free lunch, but in Annapolis around the holidays there is some free parking. Not a lot, but some. Once again, the city is going to be offering 3 hours of free parking at metered spaces downtown starting on Friday. It is for 3 hours only, and they will ticket cars that overstay their welcome. The meters will be bagged along Main Street, Francis Street, West Street, Maryland Avenue, Prince George Street, City Dock, Calvert Street, and Market Space. They are also going to be extending the circulator services for the Midnight Madnesses, which are going to be December 7th, 14th, and 21st. If you're in the mood to shop all day, you can park in Gott's Garage, which is at the top of Main Street, or you can park in Knighton Garage, which is out by Metropolitan and Lemongrass, for $5 all day. You'd have to prepay on that at AnnapolisParking.com. Might be a good idea for Small Business Saturday, which is this Saturday. Other free options available, you've got the State Garage on 19 St. John Street. It's always free after 6 p.m. on weekdays and all day on weekends. Sort of a little-known garage that people forget is there. Keep that in mind because the Hillman Garage on Main Street is under construction at this point. That's about it for the news today. We are going to take a bit of a break tomorrow so everybody can spend time with their family, friends, and loved ones. We will be back on Friday morning. And you have a great Thanksgiving, but stay tuned. We've got George Young with DMV Weather, who's going to give you your Thanksgiving Day weather forecast and beyond.
This is Maryland. The weather can be nearly unpredictable. We've got George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis to sort it all out.
Hey everyone, this is George from DMV Weather. Here's your Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, November 22nd. We had a cold front move through the Annapolis area earlier this morning, which brought some very light overnight showers to many spots in Anne Arundel County, and as a result has already shifted our winds from the west to southwest to the northwest. And that should help keep temps steady all day from their current spot in the mid-50s, if not allow them to drop a bit into the low 50s or even upper 40s throughout the day as cooler air starts to filter in from the northwest on breezy winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts to 30 plus. For today specifically, we forecasted a target high temp of 50 degrees for both downtown Annapolis and BWI Airport, and that will likely end up a few degrees too low as some slightly warmer air snuck into the region very early this morning, just ahead of the cold front. Lows tonight get downright cold though as skies clear and the northwest airflow helps temps get into the upper 20s and low to mid 30s across the region. Then that's followed tomorrow by the big day, Thanksgiving holiday, which will be very chilly with highs in the low to mid 40s, but with tons of sunshine and relatively light winds. Beyond that, it's sunshine for days as high pressure takes over in the skies above, and we will have 50s Friday and Saturday and 40s Sunday and Monday. So while it's still cool out, perfect weather to get out and about for the holiday weekend. Okay, that's it for us today. Get our free weather app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store by searching for DCMD Weather and follow us 24/7, 365 on our website at dmvweather.com or on social media via Twitter or Facebook for all of the latest weather updates, forecasts, analyses, and weather content for the Annapolis region. This is George Young of DMV Weather with your Annapolis forecast. Please enjoy every chaotic, overstuffed, chilly moment of the big Thanksgiving holiday tomorrow with family and friends and whomever else you might share the day with, and more so tomorrow than most other days on the calendar. Please remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
Hey there, this is John Fernay, and the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief is sponsored by, well, it could be you. Podcasting is a growing trend, and since launching on September 1st, we have more than 10,000 downloads of this podcast, plus thousands of listens on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. In addition to our Facebook page, All Annapolis, and our Twitter account, we distribute the Daily News Brief to Apple Podcasts, which used to be called iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and the TuneIn app that can be played on your Amazon Echo or Google Home device. We focus on local news, local weather, local events, and local sports, including high school and college. So our audience is pretty tightly targeted to the greater Annapolis area. And if you own or manage a local business, you're a likely customer. Intrigued? Well, here's something to think about. Your company could be featured on this daily podcast for less than $20 a day. Interested? Shoot me an email and let's talk. My email address is john@eyeonannapolis.net, and that's EYEONANNAPOLIS, but you already knew that, .net. Let's get together and see what we can make happen. Hey there, it's John Fernay, and considering it's Thanksgiving tomorrow, I just wanted to take a moment to say, well, thank you. When I launched Eye on Annapolis in 2009 on a dare, I had no idea where it would lead. In about a month, we're going to see our 10 millionth visitor to the website. We're going to surpass 132,000 likes on our All Annapolis Facebook page and more than 50,000 followers on Twitter. And for that, I thank all of you for your support and encouragement you have lent me over the past 8 years. In the last year, we launched the Maryland Crabs podcast, and most recently, this Daily News Brief. The Maryland Crabs has about 11,000 subscribers, and this one is about 6,000. And again, for that, I say thank you. Without your help, we never would have been here. Continue to let your friends, neighbors, colleagues know about the different platforms and encourage them to give us a read or a listen. My most heartfelt thanks. Our experiences together have shown what a fantastic community we have. Sure, we have our problems, but together we will work through them, and for that, I am very thankful. So, with all of that said, from my home to yours, or maybe to your earbuds, I wish you a wonderful Thanksgiving. May you enjoy it with those so special to you. We will be back on Friday. Thanks for listening, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks for listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. If you like what you heard, make sure to tell your friends and colleagues about it. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find much more. Be sure to check out our other weekly podcast, The Maryland Crabs. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at noon. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.